Hey everybody, Susan Lazar Hart here with your Congruent Living Quickie. And today, I'm just showing this. Today it's all about commitment, as it has been all month. And what is it about commitment today? Well, I was talking with a client the other day and we were kind of laughing about how people always take a timeout. Like when you're a little kid, you're told if you're doing something wrong, time out, go sit on the bench. Or people say, oh, I am so grateful it's the weekend, I'm taking a time out. And, they're going to be doing something or something different or whatever that is. And they live for that time out. Well, my question for you is, would you be willing to take a time in, right? So one of the things that I'm most aware of is in this day, in this world, in this reality where people are, it's just like a tsunami of buy this, do this, listen to this. There's no place for actually the introduction to you to be present with you, right? So even when you're asking a question, be present with that question. You know, I'm all about living in the question. Like the question is, why didn't I reverse this so you could see that properly? The question is, are you willing to be present with you, right? Are you willing to be totally present with you? Take a time in. Like for sure, go running, walking, swimming, biking, read that book, whatever that is for you, that changes the habit that you have of always focusing in on what you have to do, right? Are you willing to expand out and just be present with you? And whatever question that you are asking, ask from that space of space, from that space of being you, right? What if time in was not about escaping what you're doing or escaping to where you want to go to? If it was a time in and it was just about being totally present with you, maybe putting your hand on your heart, getting a sense of the dimensions that you live in, that how your organs are creating you in this time, in this space, in this 10 seconds, being present and grateful with appreciation, right? Then when you go to do whatever you're doing, whatever you're asking to create, you're creating from a totally different space. Can you feel it now? Can you get a sense of that? Yeah. So my question for you is, time out or time in? What are you committed to? Are you committed to chasing the distractions that have you give you rewards for what you don't want to be doing? So it's like, well, if I don't want to be doing this, I'm going to get time out this weekend to do this. Well, what if none of that actually was working for you? Would you be willing to be present? Start your day off every day just being present with you, what it is that you are asking of you, what it is that brings you joy, right? And how can you inseminate everything you be and do with that sense of space, with that sense of joy, with that sense of contribution, with that sense of appreciation? How do you do that? It's a choice. Take a time in. Check in with you. Check in with who you be, what you be, and what you came here to be and do. Is it matching the vibration of what you're asking to play with, what you're asking to create with? If not, here's some questions to play with, right? Check in. Check in with the questions I just gave you. Yeah. So if you're watching this later, hashtag replay, come on in with your comments. You know, I always check every day. I love to hear what you have to say about these quickies. And I'll be seeing you on Ask Susan Sunday on Congruent Living, our Facebook for seekers and creatives. Would love to have you join us. And would love to have you join me in this sense of possibilities when you're actually willing to tap in to really who you came here to be, who you are being, what you are doing, and how to create greater with that sense of self. There's a bit of peace and ease in there. Yeah. And if you're saying, Susan, this is actually my jam, this is where I bump up against, contact me, reach out for me. You know, none of us should go through anything alone where we're just struggling. Reach out to me, private message me, or go to susanlazarhart.com. Let's create that ease in your life and your living that you've been asking for. Until we meet again, live boldly, love greatly, and be that fearless leader you came here to be. right? A fearless leader is one who's actually willing to be present with what it is that they're creating and ask questions from there. I adore you all. Thank you so much. Mwah. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye. And thanks for joining me on our Congruency Quickies. If you love this, share it with a friend. Who knows what we can create?